You're thinking about moving to Phoenix, huh? Sunshine, cactus, and affordable houses forever, right? Well, not exactly. There are some very real things about life in Phoenix that most real estate agents won't talk about. And honestly, some of them could change how you feel about moving here at all. But I'm going to tell you everything from scorching summers and surprise utility bills to misleading builder incentives and school districts that are all over the map. The good, the frustrating, and the stuff nobody tells you until it's too late. Hey, I'm Heidi, a Midwest transplant and full time Phoenix real estate agent who's lived here for 16 years. I help relocating families like you get clear, honest answers about what it's really like to live here. So let's break down the side of Phoenix most agents skip over and how to actually plan around it. That's exactly what we're diving into right now. Yes, the winters are dreamy, but the summers, they're brutal. In 2024 alone, Phoenix had 113 days over 100 degrees and 70 days over 110. That's almost 4 straight months of living in an oven. And I'm not exaggerating. People here literally try to bake cookies on their car dashboards. It kind of works. And it changes everything about your lifestyle. Dog walks only before 7 a.m. and after 8 p.m. And don't forget some dog booties. Backyard play with the kids, basically non existent in July. Attic or shed storage, forget it. Your Christmas decorations will melt. Your car becomes a furnace. You'll start keeping oven mitts in the front seat so you can grip your steering wheel without branding your palms. AC units basically run nonstop. Shade is your new best friend. And that leads to utility bills. During peak summer months, many families spend 400 to 600 or more per month on electricity alone. Older homes with less insulation, outdated windows, or inefficient HVAC systems, it's even higher. And if you're in a two-story home, yes, you get more space, but your upstairs AC is going to work overtime in the summer. And that's just electric. Your water usage can spike too. Pools need to be topped off more often due to evaporation, and irrigation systems often run daily just to keep desert landscaping from dying. Yes, solar can help, but it's a mixed bag. While some homeowners love their panels, others feel stuck in long term leases with poor terms, high monthly payments, and liens that make it harder to sell later. A lot of those leases were pushed by high pressure salespeople who didn't exactly have the buyer's best interest in mind. So if you're considering solar, just make sure to read the fine print, compare purchase price versus lease, and understand how it affects resale. It's really not one size fits all solution here. So if you're thinking, okay, but isn't Phoenix still super affordable compared to other big cities? Well, let's talk about that next. Phoenix feels affordable compared to places like LA or Seattle. But here's what gets left out. The Phoenix median home price right now is around $450,000. Now, if you're looking in places like Scottsdale, it's closer to $920,000. And starter homes under $400,000, they do exist, but you're either on the outskirts or making compromises on size, finishes, or your commute. I actually have a map I can send you showing where those homes tend to pop up. If you'd like it, just shoot me a message. Then you need to factor in rising HOA fees, which often start around $70 a month, and they're trending upward every year. You'll also have that car dependent lifestyle, so that's more gas, insurance, and wear and tear. And groceries and healthcare costs here, not as low as you'd think. Phoenix might not be unaffordable, but it's definitely not cheap. And when you stack that reality on top of rising prices and everyday living costs, the true picture starts to come into focus. And here's a little perspective. Back in June 2015, the median home price in Phoenix was $238,000. By June 2020, it was $333,000. That's nearly a 40% increase in 5 years. And since then, we've seen another 35% jump to where we are now. If you're moving from a high cost area, Phoenix can absolutely feel like a deal. But locals, especially first time buyers, have felt the squeeze big time. Okay, here's where I need to pause and talk to you as both a real estate agent and a mom of a 4-year-old. Because when it came time to pick a school for my son, I fell into the same trap a lot of relocating families do. Google the school rating, scroll through great schools, and hope for the best. But here's the thing, those ratings, they don't always tell the full story. Most agents will say things like, oh, yes, this city has top rated schools, or these are all A rated. And sure, that's absolutely part of the picture, but it's just a starting point, not the whole decision making process. I actually live near the Madison School District, which people rave about, and for good reason. Families try all sorts of creative things just to get their kids enrolled there. But right nearby is the Osborne School District, which is often overlooked. That's actually where we chose to send our son, and I've been so impressed. Several Osborne schools received A+ School of Excellence awards just last year. Now, this is the part that really got me. There are so many school options in Arizona, and I won't lie, it can be completely overwhelming. Arizona has one of the most robust school choice systems in the country. So you're not just deciding where to live, you're also choosing between public, charter, private, Montessori, online, or specialty magnet programs for art, STEM, language immersion, you name it. Even within a single district, you might have schools that specialize in Spanish immersion, visual and performing arts, or even the International Baccalaureate program. In the Madison School District alone, those are all the options. When we were researching schools, I remember feeling like I picked the wrong one. I might somehow mess up my child's entire future, which I know you won't, but it does feel like a lot of pressure. And if that wasn't enough, many of the top rated charter or specialized programs like Great Hearts Academy or Basis operate on lottery systems or waitlists. So just because you love a school doesn't mean there's a spot waiting for you. So when someone says to me, I want to be near good schools, I slow things down and ask, what kind of education do you want for your child? Let's start there and then find the right fit, whether that school is highly rated online or not. Because a school rating is really just a single data point. But choosing a community where your child can thrive, that's the real goal. Let's talk about the size of the Phoenix metro area. It's huge. You can drive from Buckeye to Queen Creek and easily spend an hour and a half in the car. Anthem to Ahwatukee, over an hour on a good day. It's not uncommon for people to stick to their bubble, whether that's West Valley, East Valley, or North Phoenix, and rarely venture to the other side of town unless they absolutely have to. And I'm guilty of it too. I've passed on events in Chandler when I lived in North Phoenix just because the drive felt like such a commitment. And with all of this growth comes nonstop construction. Literally, it never ends. The interstates are expanding, new bypasses are being built, and city roads are constantly being widened, which is great for future access, but right now it means lane closures, detours, and delays that will test your patience on the daily. And then there's our seasonal traffic surge. Every winter and spring, we get a flood of snowbirds, spring training fans, and out of state visitors who absolutely love Phoenix and also love slamming the brakes when they miss their exit. Combine that with big events like Phoenix Open or spring baseball, and your commute time just doubled. Even remote workers feel it. If you're moving here thinking, well, I work remotely, so it won't affect me, just remember school pickups, Costco runs, trying to get to a restaurant across town, it all adds up. We live in the desert, and yes, water is a big deal. It's not something to panic over, but it's definitely something you should understand before you buy. There are different kinds of water issues depending on where you're looking, from supply constraints to subdivision permits to actually who controls the rights to groundwater. And some of those issues, they don't just affect new construction. They can impact resale values, future development, and what kind of landscaping or pool usage you might want. I actually made a full video breaking all of this down in plain English, and I highly recommend watching that if water is even remotely on your radar. I'll link it below, or you can search Heidi Littleton Water Phoenix and it'll pop up. But bottom line, ask questions and work with someone who knows what to ask on your behalf. Here's the thing, a lot of agents will give you a polished version of Phoenix. Sunshine, golf courses, resort vibes, and A-rated schools. They'll nod along with whatever you say and tell you what you want to hear. But if they don't actually live here full time, if they haven't helped dozens of relocating buyers navigate the real trade-offs, or if they've never made the move themselves, they probably don't even know what they're leaving out. And that matters because I've been there. I made the move myself. I left the Midwest, started over in a city I barely understood, and had to figure it all out one sweaty, slightly overwhelmed day at a time. So I don't sugarcoat things. I won't tell you a school is great just because it has a 9 out of 10 rating, or that a new build is a no brainer because the model home looks pretty. And so, how do you figure out how to choose the right agents? If you're interviewing agents, which you should, here's a quick checklist to keep in your back pocket. So, you want someone who actually lives in the area full time, someone who has helped relocation buyers, not just locals, someone who will walk you through trade offs, not just paint the perfect picture, and someone who isn't afraid to say, this may not be the right fit, and here's why. The truth is, this move is a big deal, and you deserve more than surface level advice and Pinterest worthy home tours. Now, moving to Phoenix can be amazing if you understand the trade offs and choose the right neighborhood, home, and timing for your lifestyle. This is what I do every single day: help relocating families and individuals cut through the noise, ask smarter questions, and make confident decisions they can actually feel good about. If you're ever thinking about making a move to Phoenix, don't hesitate to reach out. All of my contact info is below. You can call or text me directly, and we'll set up a time to talk through your goals and your timeline. And if you're not quite ready for that step, no biggie. Just grab my free Phoenix relocation guide. It's packed with local info, neighborhood breakdowns, and all the questions you should be asking before you move. Again, a link for both of those are down below. And if this video opened your eyes, just wait until you see the one I made next. See you next time.